everyone. Welcome back to U.S. Citizenship and Civics. I am Mr. Campbell. I had to think about what my name was there for a second. More punishment. No, I'm just kidding. Back for class 5 today. Those middle schoolers keep me on my toes, you know. They just sometimes make me wish that I had a class where, like that I taught in the old days, where I could physically discipline them. That would be great. Lord, thank you for these students that you've gathered here today to drink from the font of my wisdom. I pray for each and every one of these kids here, even the recordlings. I pray that they would up their game and become live students, but you know, I pray for everyone where they're at. I have more funny jokes. Yes. Tuesday is my guinea pig class where I try out the jokes, and then you guys are the ones that get the mature jokes that I know work. This semester, come April 16th, if you haven't done them, I'm just going to go through and mark them all zeros. And I will enjoy it because I get perverse pleasure out of giving kids zeros for work that they didn't do. Any super fan. Okay. What the heck was I talking about? Oh, yes. Actual class stuff. Charles says, Mr. C, I had a really weird dream with you in there last night. Okay, let's just kind of keep that to yourself, buddy. Excited to be here today. Well, actually not, but I'm trying to conjure the energy. Actually, I'm having a personal crisis, but you know, that's what teaching online is like. Your life is a mess, and then you show up and you're like, hi, kids. Civics. Ooh, this is a blast from the past picture. Dude, when I was in elementary school in the 80s, best decade ever. John Adams famously said, the most exceptional civics education a young person can obtain is surely to be found in the classes of one Mr. Philip Campbell, whose wit and wisdom are worth their weight in gold. Seriously take his classes and pay him money. This is a really great quote from John Adams. One of my favorites, probably. That quote is in all the textbooks, the ones written by me. I didn't know who Gore or Bush were, so I voted for a guy. There was like a guy way down ticket named Howard Phillips, and I voted for him because his last name was the same as my first name. So I thought that was cool. So I voted for that guy. Nice photograph here of me and Ian and Isaac just hanging out. Something like People Crusher, which is kind of funny. You can literally have like where 51% of the people vote that the other 49% of the people should just die. He was a street vendor in Islamabad. No, my friend, I do not believe that we are going to go with 8/10. I tell you what, my friend, I will give you 3/5. 2/3 is my best offer. 2/3. I'm afraid I cannot do 2/3, my friend. We will have to go to 3/5. 3/5, and you will throw in 3/5, and you will throw in one chicken. I should teach a haggling class, and it essentially smooshes the two plans together. Smooshing. You're going to smoosh the plans. I was in local government for 4 years, and nobody ever did anything this dramatic in my years in government. They just sat at boring desks behind boring microphones, drawling on in boring voices, while I just doodled pictures onto my agenda. I'll give up drinking next week. No, don't worry, baby girl. I'll give up my strong central government after you ratify the document. It's cool. They say the checks and balances will stop that. Woo! There you go. Who was keeping track of that? Isaac, was that you? I can't remember if they're on the quiz or not, now that I think about it. They're probably not. It seems like the type of thing I wouldn't put on the quiz, but I made the quiz weeks ago, so I have no memory of it. So in other words, don't write it down at your own risk. Yes, that's right, Amelia. I don't have anything against Hamilton. I just like roasting students, and because students love Hamilton, therefore I roast Hamilton. I'm going to watch it one day. I will see it. You know what? You know what? You know what? If any one of you wants to pay to take me to a live performance of Hamilton, I will fly to your state and I will go to Hamilton if you and your family will take me to it. I solemnly swear. Like prying my eyes open, like in the Clockwork Orange, like I'm sitting there like putting drops of moisture in my eyes, like, this is like the 397th time I've seen Hamilton. I'm crashing on your couch, and I'm raiding your fridge. Anyone would let Mr. C live in their house. Talk to some student families who've let me live in their house. Yeah, let's kill that guy. Kick his butt. Let's stomp his head in. You know, must be off topic, Mr. C. What's your fave president? If it's off topic, why are you asking it?
It was granted because they went around singing "Step in Time," locking arms with Bert. That did it, dude. You get anything done that way. As well as I can figure, Greg Watson does nothing but sit around Googling his name all day and seeing where he's being talked about. I personally talked to this guy. He's listening. All of a sudden, a mic turns on. Actually, like Greg Watson, how did you get in this class, Mister? uh, I just created Titan. I'm President George W. Bush. I've just created Titan Point. All I need is an ideal candidate to run this monstrosity. Mr. President, we have just the man you're looking for. Bring in Gregory Watson. In 151, we had the Bricker Amendment. It would have restricted the president's ability to make treaties. Would have taken away the president's constitutional amendment to make treaties. Chinese, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, the Bear-Sella Amendment, what? 1969 would have abolished the electoral college entirely. Awful thing, awful. I say abolish the bloody thing. How about an Arnold accent? There was talk of the Arnold Amendment in 2003, which would have repealed the natural born citizen clause related to the presidency. This was so Arnold could become president.
Oh, I was just going to make a joke that was going to have to be deleted. That does not have anything to do with having two camels, okay? Yeah, maybe I'll make the joke after the recording is off. RIP recordlings. Take a live class, chumps. Guys, we are not buying Greenland. There's no way that's going to happen. Oh, I should read this in old-timey reporter voice. U.S. declares war against Japanese. 3,000 casualties in Hawaii. Navy given a hard blow. Youths hurry to enlist in Navy fight against Japs. Okay, well, we don't see that word in the media much anymore these days. The Japs. There's a little slice of history. That's going to get flagged. Yeah, it is. It got canceled. I'm just reading the newspaper. Folks. So how are we able to attack them, says incredulous Ian. Dude. Coco, is that a good idea? Dude, I don't know. I don't know the context, but if I got a book by me as a romantic gesture, I would cringe. I hope she loves it. If she loves it, I approve of this girl. If she does love it, I absolutely approve of her. You hugged a girl. Wow. Yes, William, you too might hug a girl by the time you're 30. Hold on, guys. I need to calm down. I'm getting in the wrong headspace to teach. I'm going to go get a drink of water. Just let me chill for a second. This will help. Did he pause the recording? You didn't pause the recording, did you? Oh, good. Because course monitors are not delegated authority to pause the recording without instructor. Only the instructor can have a declaration of pause the recording. This picture, this guy's like, Harold, Susan, I'm going to go to Washington and I'm going to fight for you. You're an idiot, Harold. You can't just be like, well, whatever, shrug. I just got to do what Harold and Susan want. I'd have to be like, Mr. and Mrs. Grabowski, I understand your concern, but my job here is to administer the affairs of the city in a responsible way. And I can't, in good conscience, put that sidewalk on Elm Street if I know that it would not be responsible and that if the city doesn't have the money to do that. So I do understand your point, but I have to respectfully act against your wishes. Oh, yeah, I always did that accent. Are there videos of you in government online? I have scrubbed them. There is a speech of me in 2013 at a rally comparing Obama to Diocletian. That's a funny one. It says snack while teaching. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, he has the gavel, the talking stick, as Margaret calls it. Amelia says, that makes no sense. How is it not? That's not fair. It actually makes perfect sense. I mean, I just did the math. It makes sense. It's math. How are executive orders fair? I feel they circumnavigate. Bro, wait till I get to that slide. Jeez. Oh, Margaret, bless your mind and soul. I'm not going to explain that joke. We're just going to move on. So, yeah, the presidents have the power to call. This has never happened, however. Look at Amelia's mischievous, knowing smile. Don't you dare say it on the recording. I don't want this chat to have to get deleted. I don't even know how you know. Did somebody message her and tell her about it? Guys, shut up about Cambodia. You're acting very Cambodian by continually harping on this. Didn't Trump just kill the Department of Education? Philomena, the president is the executive, but that doesn't mean he executes entire departments. He hasn't killed anybody. No, there's been no executions yet. Mr. Kiernan's checked out. He's passed out somewhere. And so, led by Republican Senator Harry Cabot Lodge, awesome goatee, microphone broke, Isaac. That's why I'm holding the nail file emery board in my hand instead of the microphone. I should do the Bill Clinton thing with the emery board. The most high-profile presidential appointments are those to the Supreme Court. No, wait, Bill Clinton did it with just his thumb. This was the Bob Dole, right? Remember the Bob Dole holding the pen? My friends. I'll get Osama bin Laden, my friends. Bob Dole knows how to fill those 4,000 political appointments. Print out my slides. Yeah. Imagine for the next class, there's no PowerPoint. I'm like back here with the slides. Oh, I should do a class like that. It's just, I'm going to do a class Ross Perot style. Oh my gosh. What you're going to hear is a strange sucking sound coming from the student forum when Homeschool Connections deletes it. Mr. C is losing track of his slides. Hey man, if you had as many slides in your life as I do, we're disappointed in you. Gosh, I do so much for you ungrateful brats. I go all this time over because you begged me to, and then you're disappointed. It makes me want to stomp on your self-esteem with my gigantic calves. This is Associate Justice Sam Alito, also known in my classes as Justice Buttchin. No, I'm just kidding. You have to memorize how many districts the states have. Is that serious? Like, it's not even, you'd have to sit here and count every single one. Dude, I don't even know how many each state has. So the answer is no. Does Florida have? I don't know, because my PowerPoint is covering it, and therefore this information is entirely inaccessible, and we'll just never know and have no way of ever figuring it out. Okay, so guys, the Supreme Court has actually declared that for legal purposes, the tomato is a vegetable. I've been suffering intense mental agony. I actually did research when I was preparing my lecture material, you'll believe it or not. But I mean, sometimes I do research. I don't just pull it all out of thin air. I mean, usually I do, but I'm just like, how many district courts are there? 94 sounds good. Somebody in the Tuesday class said something pretty insightful. They're not all daft. They said something insightful. Somebody said, I think it was Ricky, honestly. He said, if you look at Supreme Court cases, if you ever actually read the text of Supreme Court cases, he said that 90% of the text is just them quoting other cases from the past, which is true. Yeah, I literally just said it was Ricky, Isaac. Come on. Get with it, buddy. So the courts are expected to abide by the legal principle stare decisis, which is cool. It should honestly be, that should be a band name or something, stare decisis. I'd say that's kind of like symphonic metal. Yeah. Yeah, Stare Decisis is a symphonic metal band. Yeah. Uh so no, this is not Justice Butchin's dad. This is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, the Honorable John Roberts. Show some respect to this boomer, you guys. Come on. Uh, assistant Assistant Buttchin has aged and turned into Assistant Double Chin. Now, design? No, they're forced to serve as judges until they die in their chairs, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg here. The accusers of Chase argued that he behaved in an arbitrary, oppressive, and unjust way by announcing his legal interpretation of the law of treason before the defense counsel had been heard. Guys, I have to message my 1 o'clock tutoring student and tell them I'm going to be late. Hey, I'm going to be a little late. I'm having a class that's going over, period. Just chill and maintain good behavior. You're not following the precedent that was established in in the case of Polanski versus Butchin, so no longer a confederacy. I think it switched to this in the early modern period. I'm not up on my Swiss history, kids. I'm sorry. Or Swistery, as they call it. These two models are typically called the layer cake and the marble cake. Whoever made this, came up with this, was hungry when they came up with this. Amelia says, I think we should all have cake at the last class. I don't know how it would work, but it'd be fun. I agree with that. And the way it would work is each of us promises to eat cake during the last class. That's the way it would work. So let's do that. We're going to have a cake party on the last day, okay? I'm announcing it here, cake party. We'll stay like 15 minutes after class. We'll just eat cake, okay? Not during class, that'll be distracting. We'll get our cake after class. No Tuesday, people. Yeah, no Tuesdays. Just us Thursdays. By the way, recordlings, dude, see, if you were in the live class, you'd be having cake on the last. I mean, I guess you can still have cake on the last day, but you're going to be eating it alone with a recording, which is kind of like a loser thing to do. So get into the live class. Yes, state and federal is smooshed on the marble cake. That's such a handy word, isn't it? Smooshing. My cake I'm making on the last day will be a layer cake because I'm not an astute enough baker to make a marble cake. I went to the South. I went to, where was it? That place, Kentucky. What's that real scenic town in Kentucky? Dude, I just went to Kentucky. It was barely in the South. And I went to this restaurant. Everything was fried. Everything was deep fried. The steaks were deep fried. Like all the vegetables were deep fried. They had a vat of pasta with pizza mixed into it, where you'd have like melted pizza in the pasta. They had unlimited ice cream dispenser machines, and I was the only non-obese person in the restaurant. Like everybody else was obese or in those little scooter chairs. And I was like, good heavens, I'm only like 50 miles. So if we can direct our eyes to this map that this chart that I made in Microsoft Paint, the Tuesday class got weirdly hung up on the order of the states in this like axis. They're like, why is Michigan on the bottom and Texas on the top and Virginia? It's like it literally doesn't matter, guys. That's Tuesday class thinking. You got to have a certain kind of brain to take the Tuesday class, I think. Not my favorite states. They're just ones that are interesting shaped, except for Iowa. Random states. I always choose my own state, Hannah. I'm always going to be choosing my own state. The mitten has to represent. So this is why, Thomas, did you not notice that I started a half hour late today? Whew. I'm taking back my comment that Thursday is brighter than Tuesday. And then this is where you get all the weird laws too, like the crazy laws. Like it's illegal in some states to put a squirrel in your pants for purposes of gambling, or weird laws like that. That's not real, Ian. I took that from The Simpsons. The Constitution is like a girlfriend that just wants you to read its mind and know what it's thinking without spelling it out specifically. Margaret's restrained laughter. Michigan. Shut up, Amelia. Hey, Ian, only I can tell her to shut up. You got to be kind to her. Cut that size down. Whoa, that was a nice one. E flat. I gotta tune my burps better now. I gotta get up to just to get it up a little more. Solution. This it sounds like the name of like a moody like European emo techno band or something. Devolution. With people with like black turtlenecks on and like weird swoopy hair. I always think of that when I see the word devolution. You started the Stare Decisis band? Yes, that was like the black metal band, right? We are Stare Decisis. All right. What the heck am I talking about? So you might remember my awesome graphic that I made in Microsoft Paint that had the three branches of the federal government and then the states going this way that everybody in both classes universally dumped on for some reason. You know, so like if Amelia, Mr. Campbell gets elected as his state dictator. Well, let's put it this way. If I staged a coup in Michigan to take over Michigan by insurrection, that would automatically be a federal issue. The federal government could come in with federal troops and put down the Campbell insurrection. Okay. Lamest insurrection ever, I know. Corn hustling insurrection. That's hilarious. In 49 states, the state constitution cannot be amended without the people's vote. Delaware is the only exception. No, you don't need to know that. I only put that in there because I knew that if I didn't, Isaac would be like, what's the 50th one? So that's why I put that in there. I really hate the service fees for registering a vehicle. Like every year, like, hey, state government, can I be allowed to continue driving the vehicle that I own and bought and paid for? And they're like, yes, that'll be $140. Stole that image from Yahoo Finance. Well, Yahoo Finance stole it from Wallet Hub. So why is the 2000 photo black and white? Do you guys know that people still take black and white photos today? You guys realize that, right? You always look more epic if you're in black and white. Like if you ever want to impress a member of the opposite sex that you're communicating with online and you want to show them an honest picture, but also a very flattering one, just take it in black and white. And then they'll be like, ooh, you're beautiful. And you're like, haha, black and white. I'm actually disgusting. This is my official mayor picture. Yes, Mr. Campbell is just showing us photos of himself. Here's me delivering an epic Chad speech at a Memorial Day service. My mom worked for him for like 20 years. Black and white photo. See, I told you. And look, this one's professional. See, Richard Lim Photography took this. Who is Ricky? Ricky's a legend. Yes, there's me with little Philip IV at a mayor event. This is a Memorial Day thing. How they're calculated. It's going to be good stuff. There's going to be math in this class, kids. You like that? It's definitely what you want in a government class is math. Somebody in the Tuesday class brilliantly, and I'm putting brilliantly in air quotes, asked, how do I pay this if I don't own property and just live in a tent? Oh, gosh. Oh, my life. First burp of the semester, guys. War of 1812. Because during the War of 1812, oh, excuse me. That's not a Dr. Pepper burp. That's a wine burp. I was literally drinking wine before class. I'm not intoxicated, no jokes. It was like a little glass this big. He's drunk, right? Yeah, I knew Adam was gonna. Amelia, Mr. C, we've not registered for collage class. We are in high school. Well, don't all you nerdy homeschoolers start collage when you're like 16 these days? That's like the way it seems to work. Everybody I talk to is like, I'm 15. I'm in dual enrollment at Steubenville. I'm getting college credit. Ah. So if you were running for office and you were like kind of out on a limb, like let's say you're Ian and you're yelling all the time, the congressman from Homeschool Connections is now speaking. That's me holding my imaginary suspenders. I remember I got so fat once I started wearing suspenders. I was just like, belts. I'm just gonna wear suspenders because I'm so fat. Then I was like, no, this can't be my life.
Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for class. I'm sorry for going over, though actually I'm not, because I always go over and it's anticipated. I will see you all next time.
On the joke till the recording's off.
Only went 11 minutes over, I only went 11 minutes over, not 14. I think I should talk an old-timey reporter voice to wind up this class. My favorite voice when talking about his American history is definitely old-timey reporter class. Thank you, Thursday civics class. I will see you same time, same place next week. Take care, everybody.
Okay, that's it. I did not go over. 1 minute to spare. Put it down in the history books. Thank you. Yeah, we need more yelling and waving of arms. We need people like standing like this, you know? We need more popcorn hustling. All right, guys. Thanks for bearing with me.
Mail me your autograph, Mr. C. Dude, that's the laziest request I've ever had. How about you send me something to sign, and then I'll sign it and send it back to you.
All right. Sorry I went over. I will see you all next time. God bless you all. Margaret, thank you for the stellar joke. Nail file drop. See you all later. Bye-bye.